this country is Kenyans being betrayed despite giving individuals an opportunity to serve them. Why do I say that? Because when Kenyans wake up early in the morning to go give you that vote, is because they have bought your ideas, your ideologies, and they trust that with this vote, you will give me healthcare, you will end tribalism, you will bring development. But that is the greatest disservice that Kenyans have received for a very long time. So now, even as the HE is saying, Nyinyi mjipange pale, right? Kenyans are watching and are saying, we do not want individuals who over and over again have let us down, have betrayed us. How is the united opposition and everyone in that class thinking about addressing that and winning Kenyans' hearts? Because today Kenyans are saying, we don't want political leaders. We want leaders who will not betray us.
And he said it himself. Don't look for politicians, look for leaders. And you see, the thing about wanting to be very near Uhuru when we are looking for this thing is why he's been given a measure of trust by Kenyans. And it's like Kenyans are also saying, wewe tunakuamini kwa sababu wa XYZ. Na tunaona kama, why don't you indicate to us who among these people will not betray us? That's what they are saying. Why don't you indicate to us who among these people is not going to?
But who knows that? And I think that's the question that Kenyans are asking. That first of all, you have a number of people.
But you see
whichever way you try to slice it, Jeremiah, that there's a number of people who've been in this game for a long time.
Yes.
Ever since, really, even if they were, orphans of a previous system, where they want to look at the KANU days and then coming into when multipartyism was an issue, was a thing in Kenya, they've been around since then. So how do you know, again, for Kenyans, like Dennis is asking, who is this person who doesn't want to use the last bullet in the chamber to see if they can be relevant today, and the person who really holds Kenya's interests at heart? The question that you're asking, not who is going to betray each other between who's having a meeting with Jeremiah, but who is going not to betray Kenyans.
And I want to tell you see the issue, why is this betrayal word so tough? It is something.
Maybe it's because it's Easter
heart.
and Judas did something today. I don't know.
In fact, I came asking, why is it that we don't have kids in the baptized as Judas?
I asked the same question this week.
Now, you see, the betrayal is inside. Iko kwa roho. Nitakupatia uso, I would smile to you, I would say, do all these kind of things. But betrayal is something that is normally people who've been very close to you, have listened to you, have heard you in boardrooms, have seen you, they can tell the potentiality of betrayal in you. And that's why they keep wanting, these people who have been around there, why can't they just indicate to us and tell us, go this side? Because people are scared of this betrayal. But this is something that informs where we are today. Unaona hii kitu ya Tuko Kadi? For a whole more than a year, we have struggled with how can we get the young people interested in voting or in registering as voters. And when I kept having them in office, when I was sitting as the SG at Jubilee, I would ask them, kwa nini hamkwenda kuchukua kura? You know what they told me? Profound statement. Young person, I think 20-something, so 25, said, you are telling me to go and register as a voter, and I see that as a system. It's the same system that has oppressed my parents. You want me to submit myself to it. So I had to take a lot of time to tell them we don't have an alternative to IEBC thing. So what are they resisting? The system that oppressed their parents, and they don't want to come under the same system and be oppressed. The same system that gave them leaders who betrayed their parents, betrayed them when they were in school, and now you are telling them to come under the same system to be betrayed again. So this issue of betrayal is so key in what we are dealing today. It is the bottom line, I can tell you. Na watu wanaogopa hiyo. Ni ile tu na hujui ni nani atakusaliti. Because you are putting we put our trust in you to look at the resources we give you to ensure that you improve the medical whatever services that we have, education and the rest. And then all of a sudden you hit another line and we have no way of bringing you back home until after 5 years. But if we had people who didn't betray the cause that they were elected to do by Kenyans, I was telling another group the other day, in our constitution there is an inbuilt mechanism of dealing with that person mid-term. Have we, like Rigiji was impeached, it actually tells you that we can even impeach the president, but the whole parliament betrayed the cause for Kenyans, so nobody has any hope. They cannot start an impeachment process. Today you can even see all the way from the US we are being told you are stealing money left, right and center, but our members of parliament betrayed us. We were in Azimio. The first meeting we had was to say, fine, we've lost the presidency. Whichever way, we have parliament. You are the majority on the floor. Learn the government from the floor. The first thing they did, led by Akina Junet, betrayal. So this issue of betrayal, I do not know how Kenyans will be able to say this guy is likely to remain faithful to what he promised, and the other one. But this is why I believe that then those who've been there have a higher currency than those who have not been there, because then you see we cannot be betrayed by people. Now believe that Uhuru will not betray them. In fact, by the way, when we are having even changes within Jubilee, this same issue of betrayal came about. You could see a lot of social media, and he kept saying, I stand by what I say. And he is not a person who double speaks. That wins people's confidence. But I wanted to say something which I thought would help us with this aspect of betrayal. Not today. When we were talking about an expanded 2007, when Kibaki had Raila and 2 DPMs and the rest, you see there was a shared responsibility was shared among many. And that way, you bring more accountability to the table. Because I am representing a constituency, I'm not going to be betrayed by doing what you are telling us to do. You are representing another, you say, I'm not going to betray mine by doing. So that shared responsibility helps to bring better accountability. So when I keep talking about BBI every time, it's because it now was trying to help us amend the constitution to ensure that that expanded structure is on board. Do you know if we had that expanded structure, we will not be struggling with this maneno of united opposition. We will not have wasted our time talking about united opposition. Individuals would have offered themselves now, because you are looking at the deputy prime minister, 2 positions, deputy president, maybe 2 positions, prime minister. You are looking at this team of 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Who are they? And that would have been the easier way of bringing Gen Z to run the country. It would have been much easier. But as it is now, we are still going to fall back to the same position of an individual who I honestly can tell you, seeing all these individuals, it also scares me. Sasa huyu ni sawa ako sawa, anaweza kibia dunia hii, na padi ingine nani atasaidia? So you now start trusting him that he is going to make a good choice in bringing in a cabinet team and the rest. But anyway, it's a very difficult thing. Has
the political class considered the wild card that does exist at the moment? Because remember, when IEBC came with its enhanced voter registration, people didn't show up.